Man, I've been to Mexico and they was selling me some mangoes. They said they had mangoes with tahine. They had watermelons on the street. They had some interesting candies. I mean, these candies was good. I can't even lie. And they had the chips too. They had the chips. They had the water. They had what you need. They had everything you needed. They had everything you needed. And they saying they got everything you need again. But this time it's in the United States of America. The kids is hustling out in these streets, man. The migrants, we can't make this stuff up. They bringing their talents to New York City, man. Let's tune into the video.
This is another phase of the migrant crisis in New York City. Children exposed to the danger while doing labor that not even an adult is supposed to be doing without the proper permits. The migrants you're about to see agreed to speak to us if we don't reveal their identities.
This is the harsh reality of the migrant crisis in New York City. Children in the subway system or on the street, selling snacks, candy, fruits, and beverages. On a sunny spring afternoon, we met a mother with her 7-year-old daughter at the steps of the entrance to the Columbus Circle station. They migrated from Ecuador 3 months ago. Mom told me in Spanish that they live in a migrant shelter and that this is the only way they can make some money to send back home. We also witnessed...
Listen, y'all, they got the blueprint. They got the blueprint, man. They got the blueprint. They said they coming to the United States. They gonna live for free in a migrant shelter. Go to this train station during the day. Pop open their cooler and their lunch bags, whatever they got in there, their snacks, their Gatorades. They gonna sell it for $2.50, $3. Come back to the shelter that they living for free in and stack up all that money just to send it back home to Mexico and Venezuela. I mean, you can't make this up. They got the blueprint. They got the blueprint. Not only is the adults doing it, the adults are training their young ones who are supposed to be in school. I had to bring this to the channel, man. Let's continue.
How NYPD officers instructed a mom and her 6-year-old daughter to move away from the steps of Bryant Park, where they were selling water and soda. Even more heartbreaking to see, mothers that are carrying their babies on their backs, putting both of their lives in danger.
If a mom was to leave her child back in the shelter...
Was she just by the edge of the train? By where the train... Isn't that yellow line where you're not supposed to enter? What you doing with all those mangoes on the floor over there with a baby in your hand? This is wild behavior. This is wild behavior.
Of their lives in danger.
If a mom was to leave her child back in the shelter unsupervised, then ACS would really have to come in.
But would that be considered, quote, legal or illegal to have your child with you on a subway?
First of all, it is not, you're not supposed to be panhandling on the subway. So let me say that clearly. You're not supposed to be doing that. Whether or not it's safe, a risk to your child, I think that we would have to make a determination about that, but I don't think we think that that's what's unsafe. What we think that is unsafe sometimes is you see children by themselves, which I think is dangerous for a lot of different reasons, or families and moms in traffic.
I saw that in Ecuador, I saw that in Mexico, I saw that in Colombia. So sometimes people bring their culture and how practices are done into the city.
At the beginning of April,
you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? They do this. They do this in their countries. And they thought they could come to the United States without a permit and just do the same thing. It don't work like that over here. It don't work like that over here. Y'all gotta pick up y'all stuff and find a permit, and then y'all could come back. But y'all can't just be out here selling stuff on the streets like this. That's not how it works in the United States. I understand, though. I respect the hustle. I respect your hustle. Don't get me wrong. But you can't do that over here now. You can't do that over here.
Mayor Eric Adams appointed multiple agencies to tackle this problem.
Have you seen any progress?
We worked on palm cards, we worked on flyers, and then we wanted to translate them into Spanish, and then we're distributing them in the subways, above ground.
What's a palm card? What is a palm card? This is something new to me. I've never heard of it. If y'all know what it is, please let me know in the chat. But I never heard anything like that. What is a palm card?
Flyers, and then we wanted to translate them into Spanish, and then
Hold up.
we worked on palm cards, we worked on flyers, and then we wanted to translate them into Spanish, and then we're distributing them in the subways, above ground. So this week we're going to be starting really with that mass distribution in all of the shelters where new arrival families are, and also our brothers and sisters in school and early childhood centers.
Deputy Mayor Ann Williams Isom says that over 190,000 migrants have come to New York City since the spring of 2022.
The amount of children that are in the DOE system is about 19,000.
Then there are those that are younger than school-age children, like this 2-year-old boy on this corner in Jackson Heights, Queens, while his mother sells fruits. I asked her where and who are you getting the merchandise from?
Yo, this look like Mexico. It looks exactly like Mexico. Like there's no difference. Cars running around, little babies right next to their moms, selling fruits. This is Mexico. This is the new Mexico. This is crazy. This is crazy. And this stuff is not allowed here. But they doing it anyways. Dee says nothing will change until Americans stand up and assemble their country. Man, I think it's too late. It's too late. It's too late. All people want to do is vote and recall, and we must self-govern, obviously. We are being governed by criminals. Absolutely. I agree 100% with that. How much more does America need to see? Man, these people don't care about Americans anymore. The last thing they care about is Americans. They don't care about Americans. They are the new Americans now. It's looking like they done took over. They taking over the streets. They're taking over the shelters. They're sleeping in hospitals. They're sleeping in. I remember a few weeks ago it was way worse than this. It started cooling off, but a few weeks ago, just in Boston alone, people were sleeping in the airport. People were sleeping, literally sleeping in sleeping bags, had suitcases, children running around. I'll never forget. I'll never forget. We have breath. It's not too late. We have God too. America, God bless America. Do the work. That's a message from Dee. She says it's not too late. She says it's not too late. But honestly, they are allowing it to happen. The government does not care. They are allowing it to happen right now. That's why. The only way for this to change is if the other guy gets back in. That's the only way. And even then, right? If Trump gets in and he starts closing up the borders, he starts getting the Border Patrol heavy presence over there. They were storming the border the other day. It's like they don't even care who is at the border anymore. They don't care. We can't shoot them because that's not going to fly. So they got to get detained, they got to get processed, and then they're going to be out on the streets. Yeah, Logan Airport in Boston has its own tent city. It's a fact. In Terminal E. You can't make this stuff up.
She responded by saying, quote, "A friend referred me to a man, but I cannot tell you who that man is."
Are people being exploited? And is there somebody out there who is giving, whether it's water or candy to these folks or fruit in order to do it? I know that the NYPD has been looking into that. We're concerned about trafficking.
Human trafficking is a major concern to Council Member Francisco Moya. Jackson Heights is part of his district.
We have a real epidemic here in this area that truly, I believe, is the epicenter of where human trafficking is happening.
He says child street vendors have been seen outside of businesses such as bars next to women who are offering erotic massages.
What we're seeing along Roosevelt Avenue is the decay of
Oh my God. I didn't know they were selling each other out on the streets of New York also. Wow. Wow. D says Trump is one man. We are the plan. We are waiting for he cannot fix everything. But maybe people will be less afraid to pick the right side. We are divided. The two corporations of the U.S. is not we, the people. I agree 100%. Trump is definitely just one man. He has a big impact on the people, but one man can't change the world. One man can't change the world. It takes all of us. It takes all of us. But they're allowing all these illegals in. They're allowing them in. And eventually those illegals are going to get a voice. They're already getting a voice, matter of fact. They're getting free living. They're getting free food. They're setting up shops. They're allowing it. They're allowing it. We're allowing it as the people. As the people. Well, let's continue, man. Let's finish this video off.
our well-being here, our society here. We're seeing open-air prostitution that we've never encountered here in the city of New York.
Do you think the migrant crisis has exacerbated this situation?
It certainly has, and this goes to address the failure of the federal government.
The Adams administration continues to share this message.
We want to make sure that people understand children should be in school.
But this mother who sells churros with her two sons told me it is easier said than done, a sentiment they all seem to share.
Was the city ready for this?
I don't think any city was ready for this.
As far as the situation on Roosevelt Avenue, Council Member Moya told me his priority has been to address this issue, but that other elected officials support what's happening there. He did not elaborate any further. I also asked Deputy Mayor Ann Williams-Eisen what the biggest challenge is when it comes to children selling in the subway system or on the street. She responded by saying to culturally look into the situation with open eyes. I'm Eliezer Marte, Pix 11 News.
Shout out to Elias Marte. Shout out to Elias Marte for bringing us that story, man. Shout outs to him, man. Well. Please let me know how you guys feel about that down in the comments below. These people are out here on the streets hustling. They were doing it in Denver. Now they bringing it to Chicago and New York. In the subways. The dirtiest part of New York. That's tough. That's tough.